Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining once again for a new publication of results of Latin NCAP. In this case, it's the first publication of 2018 and is also the first publication for phase 9 of Latin NCAP. So thank you very much for joining once again. And we now begin with the results publication with this video. Models tested in phase 9. First publication is the Volkswagen Virtus 4 airbags standard, made in Brazil. This car achieved 5 stars for adults and 5 stars for child occupants protection. As you can see, the color dummies are almost green with some areas with adequate protection. Very good result, very good protection overall. We now are watching the frontal crash test of the Volkswagen Polo. The Virtus is the sedan version of the Volkswagen Polo. From the B-pillar to the front, both cars are exactly the same. That's why we carried over the results of the frontal performance of the Polo as valid for the Virtus as well, after technical verification of those same production, same car conditions that we mentioned. Frontal crash, good performance on the adults protection, also on the child occupant protection, isofix anchorages, good protection with the frontal airbags as well, stable structure, and all this helps the Polo Virtus, both of them, to offer a good protection for adults in the frontal. We're now watching the side impact. As the Virtus has a longer wheelbase than the Polo, we had to perform another side impact protection on the Virtus. We are watching now. On the screen, we see the side airbags, side thorax head airbags for the adults working perfectly well and offering good protection for the adults. Also the child occupants, we are now watching the side impact, both child seats with isofix anchorages and adjusted in that way to the car. Good protection for both child occupants as well. We're now watching rear view of the side impact on the Virtus. Once again, good result, good protection also for the Virtus as well as for the Polo on the side impact. Pole impact, we're watching it now. As explained, B-pillar to the front, the Virtus and the Polo are the same car, so we also took the same results as for the pole impact on the Polo, also valid for the pole impact of the Virtus. With these 3 tests, all the biomechanical, let's say, passive safety or secondary safety conditions are met for the 5 stars. Also, now finally we are looking at the pole impact, and we are now watching at the electronic stability control test. Once again, both cars are the same, shared platform, B-pillar to the front are the same vehicles, and we took also as a valid test the electronic stability control on the Polo that we are watching right now on the screen. It's also valid for the Virtus, and with that, this vehicle is meeting all the conditions for a 5-star score for adults and 5-star score for the child occupants. We're now watching the pedestrian protection assessment, pedestrian protection testing. The Polo Virtus, both are the same in the front, from the B-pillar to the front, so the pedestrian protection after technical verification are exactly the same protection offered also in the Virtus for pedestrians. So that's also a very good result for the Virtus. Chevrolet Onyx or Prisma, 2 airbags, made in Brazil. It's the other car we tested, and this car achieved 3 stars for adults and 3 stars for child occupant protection, with a weak protection in the chest for the driver in the frontal and the side impact. So this car just managed to get the 3 stars for adults. And we're watching the frontal crash test. It's a stable structure but unstable footwell structure or footwell area. The airbags in the front worked well, but there were actually very limited conditions, or let's say it in this way, there were really borderline conditions in the frontal test. That's the reason why we say that this car just managed to achieve the 3 stars. But the very relevant thing about this car is that this car has been improved. Side impact was showed poor performance in 2017 test. The manufacturer reacted and improved the car structurally for the side impact, also added isofix anchorages in the rear as we are watching the test now, and all this helped the car to improve the result and improve protection for occupants, and we really appreciate that move from Chevrolet. We are now watching the side impact test of the Onyx. As explained, there were improvements in the side structural reinforcements. Also inside the door there were energy absorption devices. Both of these things helped to improve the adult occupant protection and the side impact, and of course giving better protection. Still weak in the chest, but better than poor than last time. That explains the improvement in the vehicle protection. Also the ISOFIX anchorages with the rear with the child seats in the side impact, we're watching it now, also offering a good protection. With all these improvements that we just mentioned, that we once again appreciate very much from this car manufacturer, and we encourage all the other manufacturers to follow the steps from that took GM. With that, the vehicle achieved the 3 stars for adult and 3 stars for child occupant protection. Summary of results: the Volkswagen Virtus, 4 airbags made in Brazil, 5 stars for adults, 5 stars for child occupant protection, and also achieved the Advanced Award for pedestrian protection. Remind you that the Virtus is the sedan version of the Polo, so the frontal test was carried on from the Polo that was tested last year. We only had to perform the side impact test on the Virtus because the wheelbase is longer than the Polo, and of course the side impact conditions are different. In terms of the pole impact, it was carried on from the Polo because once again B-pillar to the front, the cars are the same, and ESC also, it's same platform, and both vehicles are based on the same structure and the same chassis conditions. So ESC was also valid from the Polo. And last but not least, pedestrian protection. It's once again something that we give an advanced award, an extra award, and as explained, Polo and Virtus in the front are the same. All of these conditions were checked technically, so that's the reason why the Virtus also got the advanced award for pedestrian protection. In the case of the Chevrolet Onyx, Chevrolet Prisma as well, it's a sedan version of the Onyx. We remind you, we tested this car last year and we found a poor performance in the side impact protection. Chevrolet reacted in a very positive way and very quick. They improved the structure on the side impact. They also improved energy absorption, added energy absorption devices inside the door for the adult occupant side impact protection. They also improved the seatbelt of the driver. They also improved on the child safety because they got ISOFIX anchorages as standard. All these improvements, and of course being checked during the test, managed or helped the car to improve the safety ratings from a 0-star in adults to just a 3-star. This car just managed, due to borderline cases, to achieve the 3 stars, but a 3-star for adults and also 3 stars for child occupant protection. With these 2 vehicles, we start 2018 with very positive news. We look forward to meet you once again in our next publications. Before we say goodbye, we would like to thank very much to all our supporters: Bloomberg Philanthropies, FI Foundation, Global NCAP, ICRT, and the IADB. So we thank you, all of you, very much, and we look forward to meet you in our next publication in a few weeks from now. Thank you very much.